Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader, reading books for you. Today, I will be reading Chapter 5 from Zimbie, written by Surina Nel. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 5. Cattle are grazing in the field. Birds are singing in the big old apple tree outside the paddocks in front of the stables. It is a perfect summer's day. Inside the stable, dust particles is lazily floating in the sun. The light falls on James. His small figure is kneeling across the old brown horse. Lying on his side, his head pulled backwards, James, looking much younger than his 9 years old, is crying. "Wake up, Prince," he sobs. "Please wake up." He tries to wake the horse. A deep sigh escapes the old horse's lips. His eyes close and he exhales a last breath. James cries uncontrollably, his face pushed against the body of the old horse. Paddy, the big Irish wolfhound, who is sitting motionless in the corner, howls. Slowly he lies down and silently crawls closer. Lovingly, he licks the face of the trusted old horse. He lays his big head on the horse's neck and looks at James with big, shiny eyes. James continues trying to wake Prince. "Prince, get up, please," he pleads. The horse's old face stays motionless. A shadow falls across James. The silhouette of his father is etched against the sunlight outside. This is unnoticed by James. Respectfully, Dad enters and kneels down next to James. He puts his hand on and squeezes James' shoulder. "James," he says quietly. The sobs stop for a while as James looks at Dad. Relief washes over his face, excitement even, then desperation. "Dad, you have to wake him up, Dad. Please," James begs. "You have to, please. Don't let him die." James looks desperately at Dad. "You're a vet. You can wake him." "James, he is gone. There's nothing I can do." "No, Dad." James shakes his head in denial. "He's just sleeping. You have to wake him up." James desperately tries to wake the old horse again. Dad pulls James into a hug. He folds his arms around James. One big hand holds James' head against his chest. "James, there is nothing I can do. We spoke about this. You knew this was coming." James cries against Dad's chest. "No, Dad, it can't be." Dad places his cheek on James' head. "I am sorry, James, but it was his time. He was very old." James cries as though his heart is breaking. "But I love him, Dad. I don't want him to go. I need him." "I know you do, James. He loved you too. That is probably why he lived so long. He didn't want to leave you." James looks at Prince, lying motionless on the stable floor. He breaks free from Dad's comforting arms and kneels down next the old horse. With tears streaming down his face, he lays his head onto the lifeless body of the old horse. "I will miss you." Stay tuned for Chapter 6. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Thank you for listening.